What's up, guys? In the shop today, we're working on my 90-2500 Chevy or GMC. So we're going to do some ball joints, and this is going to be a how-to video and show you how to do it. So obviously, first step is to get your wheels off.
This one that works on here is a 36 mil. I didn't take the wheel off yet in case my impact's not strong enough to get the axle nut off.
So your next step is going to be loosening your ball joint nuts. Sometimes
there's cotter pins usually in there, but they were gone. So they either rotted out or somebody never put them back in. Like that.
So once you get all the heads ground off, you're just going to want to take a hammer and punch and whatever you got to do. So now we're on to drilling because they didn't just fall out. Yeah, no, so I was saying use a Christmas tree because you're doing the exact steps a Christmas tree would do, except you're doing it separately. What did you do with your little mini pry bar? Looks like this side's separated over here. No, the back one ain't moving.
Alright. I didn't draw any metal out of that one, so that one.
It's going.
We'll go.
You got it.
And one out.
Well, that one easier than it was
A
supposed
lot
to.
easier than.
Nice.
Yeah, like. See, I drilled it to cave it in. There we go. So you can roll back some. Okay, now's the fun one to get out. Oh yay. This one here, we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna grind it all the way. And I gotta drill pretty much all the way through. Out the other end, because yeah, remember it's sealed on the bottom too. So as long as we grind these off, I'll whack it, I'll look for my ring and drill it straight through. I think would be the easiest.
So we got it all ground down. He's just going to hit it a little bit, see what happens.
You can see the rings where the...
Obviously, it's not going to fall out like that. That's not what we're attempting there, guys. So.
Oh!
Hey, that was coming.
Huh?
Huh? Christmas tree, oh,
me see,
Christmas tree. This isn't the one I want. I can't find the one I want. But it's better than the other one. But those, at least you can oblong. Yeah, see, that one might be too big.
Got one out.
That one's moving.
Yeah, I gotta take more out on the side here. Got it.
That wasn't as nearly as bad as that could have been.
That could have been worse.
Oh, that could have been way worse.
Pretty easy.
You did 7 rivets in like an hour.
Is that about an hour time?
Probably, yeah. Less than an hour.
Light out.
That could have gone way worse.
Went pretty good. Now, new trick I gotta do. Drill halfway through it, and if I'm off center, grind out the end. Don't drill all the way through.
Alright guys, so I tried to get as much footage as I could. I was running out of battery, and you know, it's very hard to just sit there and record because this is a very slow process. If you've done it before, you understand. So basically just drill them out, do whatever you have to do. If you have a little tool like we do, a little whizzer that has a rasp on it, or even use a rasp on a drill. Just get that material out of there. So the top went very easily. The bottom one was a little worse, but that's only because the bottom is much thicker. The rivet itself is much thicker, and the material it goes through is much thicker. And you're also going through 3 layers on the bottom because you're going to go through the top of the control arm, the ball joint itself. So you're going to go through the top of the control arm, which is here, the ball joint itself, and then the lower control arm. So kind of what we were doing that was working is we were drilling it through, and then we have these Christmas tree shaped drill bits. We have these Christmas tree shaped drill bits, which you saw the other one that we used was a lot skinnier. But so you drill a small hole, you go through it with that because that'll remove a whole bunch of material because your hole will be here, and then you kind of just keep going in steps. So it works really nice for that. And then if you want to, you can come in with a bigger drill bit and clean that hole up because you're only going to be able to go so far until you start hitting the control arm at the top when the bottom is still, you know, so you'll be going in like this. And obviously this is much wider, so you'll start hitting this against the control arm. And then he just took that little rasp and basically relieved the one side of it and cleaned up where it was touching the top control arm, the top of the control arm. And then once it released that, now all it had to go through was the ball joint itself and then the lower control arm. Well, the ball joint itself is where it's really, really stuck at. So, you know, just keep going, you know, down further, give it a couple hits, go a little further, give it a couple hits, and then once it goes out, you're good to go. So, we're going to show you the process of putting it back together, but I just wanted to go over it a little bit because my editing skills aren't that great, which I'm sure if you guys ever watched me before, you understand that. So I'm just trying to explain it so that you guys can really understand what's going on because this job, it's not so difficult, but it can get very frustrating and tedious quickly. So back to the action. Alright, so now is the easy part. If you've made it this far, it is gravy from here. All you have to do is simply reassemble. So obviously your ball joint is going to come with some new hardware because, well, you can't glue the rivets back in that you drilled out. Alright, so that was pretty simple. Now just bolt them down and your lower is now secure. And since it's really easy to get to right now, we're going to put the grease fitting in it. And of course, you want to make sure you put some grease in it. That way you do not forget.
Last one.
And we don't, yeah, we don't want it to look like the last one. All right, then you want to get your knuckle back in place.
All right, bro, hold on. We'll just kind of like start the axle and do this at the same time.
Yeah, when you're dealing with a big truck
Lower
like
it
this,
down.
it'll be helpful if you have more than one person. So you just want to jack it up and get a nut on, or do it by hand if you're that big of a man, whatever you want to do. But you also want to make sure that your CV axle is somewhat in place, because if you put it together and it's not, you're taking it back apart. Alright, so now Wayne's going to install the upper one. Same process as the lower one.
I'm just going to put it in just so I don't lose my alignment after I tighten these down. I still got to do this one, but I'm going to wait until I start getting it together. At least you can take it up, Carl. Wait, are you not on the controller?
I mean, I'm on the bottom of the ball joint.
That's not where you want to be. You got to be under the controller.
And then you want to jack it up as far as you can go.
Now the truck's going to start coming off, and you can see this pain in the butt a little bit, so one easy way is...
That's good. Make sure you have your nut handy while you're doing this so you don't have to do it twice. Now you want to make sure that you put your brake line bracket on there. And
No lock washer because I don't have enough thread.
yeah, I mean, I guess that, because the one we took off didn't either, so I guess that's like it most of the time. The other side was bolt-on, guys, so that side's already been replaced at least once. This side is still original. And the other side didn't have a longer bolt, and they just didn't use the lock washer, so that's what we're going to do. You want to make sure that you put your grease fitting in this one as well. And then, of course, again, make sure you put some grease in there.
Line up one of these notches with a hole.
To get your cotter pin.
Yep, and you never want to loosen it to line it up. You always go tighter, never loose.
And you always want to put a cotter pin in, even if it's a nail.
See that one? And axle nut.
Alright guys, so it's supposed to be like, it says 160 to 180 is what we found online. Our torque wrench only goes to 150, so we're going to go 150 and then we're going to go a little bit further. So I'm going to go hold the brake so that he can torque it. Go ahead.
Alright, let me do the other side.
Alright guys, so that's the end of our ball joint video. I hope it helped you and I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, leave them down below in the comments and we'll be sure to answer them. So thanks for watching guys. We'll see you on the next one.